What's up, guys? Funky Monkey here again, and today I'm doing a little UFC 116 prediction. So, not a big UFC fan, this probably isn't for you, but for anybody that is, here they are. Let's start from the bottom card, little undercard action. First fight we got is Pellegrino versus Sataropoulos. And this fight, both of you guys are BJJ black belts, but I really feel that they're both going to test each other on the feet to begin with. I think Pellegrino's going to be a little sharper. He's going to come in with a better game plan, a little smoother on his feet, and I think he's more of an athlete, or just natural athlete. And I think he's going to win in decision. It's going to be a kind of boring fight because I think it's going to end up being on the ground after about the first round. Second and third round is going to be a lot of ground, boring, sitting on each other type of stuff. But I think Pellegrino pulls out it's going to be a close decision, maybe even split. Next up, we got Bonner and Kristoff. I really just see this a bad fight for Bonner. I mean, he's got a lot of heart. I mean, everyone knows about the Forrest fight, but since then, he really hasn't done too much. John Jones made him look like a little kid. That was just embarrassing for him. I mean, he's still got some taekwondo. He's got some decent stand-up, good chin. But he really doesn't have good takedown defense, which is where Kristoff excels. He's a beast. In the clinch, even just regular takedowns, he's got some good submissions, kinda. He's kinda undereducated and just tries to go for power submissions, so I doubt he's able to submit Bonner, but I think it's going to be a little ground and pound action that's going to finish Bonner. I think maybe late second round, early third round. It's going to be a lot of Kristoff on top of Bonner and just ground and pound him. Up next, we have what I think is going to be the fight of the night on this card, above the Lesnar Carwin fight, and that's going to be Chris Lytle and Matt Brown. These guys are just going to throw and have a war. They're both this fight's going to take place everywhere. Chris Lytle is a very good boxer. He's got a BJJ black belt. Then we got Matt Brown. He's got some good hands, but he's also got really hard body and leg kicks, which is going to take a little bit of movement out of Chris Lytle, who's probably a little bit of a faster fighter. I think it's going to move from the ground to the clinch. It's going to be standing. I think this is going to be a split decision for Chris Lytle. To be close, though, so I'm not 100% sure about this one. Up next, we got good old Lieben. Don't like him too much, but he looked good in his last fight. He looked more focused. He wasn't just throwing crazy strikes. He was throwing combos. He was protecting his chin. He wasn't just leaving it out there. Seems like in his older age, he's starting to learn more. He's better on the feet. But the real big thing is he's fighting Okami in this fight. It's Lieben versus Okami. And Okami's a judo black belt. And Lieben just fought almost a month or two ago. And he took this fight because Vanderlei Silva actually just backed out recently. So he's taking this fight late. Lieben Okami. Okami's going to take him down. His clinch is excellent, which Lieben is question mark in that area. No one's really tested him there, other than Anderson Silva, and he kind of destroyed him there with some knees. But I think Okami is going to clinch him, take him to the ground, and I'll say second round submission because Lieben really doesn't have that good a submission defense. He's questionable on the ground and in the takedown area. Next, we're going to move on to the big event, big old Lesnar versus Carwin. The big thing here is Lesnar had a life-threatening illness, which I think some people look over. He walks around at 265 right now, so that's a big weight loss. He was walking around at 295-ish for his other fights, so Carwin's probably going to weigh in. He's probably gained a few pounds. He's probably going to weigh in, I guess, at like 255, 260. So he's going to be coming into this fight big. I think there's not going to be a huge weight advantage here. I say Lesnar at the fight's going to be about 275, and Carwin's going to be about 255 to 260. So it's going to be about a 15 to 10 pound weight advantage for Lesnar. And I mean, the big thing here is, yeah, Lesnar's a beast, and he's got takedowns, but his stand-up is questionable, and Randy Couture really showed that it is questionable. That and also, Carwin's an animal in the clinch, and that's where Randy Couture really made Lesnar look bad, is in the clinch. So if Carwin is to win this fight, I think it's got to be in the clinch, like he did the Frank Mir on the fence. So, I mean, that's just the big thing here. But I really think Lesnar is just going to do like he normally does. I think he's going to excel with the takedowns because Carwin has questionable takedown defense. You've seen that in 2 of his last fights. It's not so good. I think Lesnar's going to be able to control the ground. He's going to sit on top of him. I mean, we've seen it many a times. It's going to be boring as hell. And I hate to say this because Lesnar's probably one of my least favorite fighters in the entirety of the MMA world, just because he's a douchebag. But I think that Lesnar is going to ground and pound victory, probably somewhere. I think it's going to last all the way to the 3rd round. So you're going to watch a long, boring fight with Lesnar sitting on top of him. But you never know with Carwin because he's got amazing hands. If Lesnar gets too excited and tries to stand up with Carwin, I think he might end up KO'd. But I'm going to go with Lesnar, 3rd round, ground and pound. That was Funky Monkey. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about these fights. Alright, I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eve Levine has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 32 seconds of the 2nd round. Declaring the winner by knockout and still the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar defends the UFC heavyweight title.